Since it was officially announced at SHOT Show 2023, more than a few of you have asked me about my thoughts on the Atlas Gunworks Artemis RDS versus the Athena. So let's talk about it. Hey everybody, Sean Burrows with Team Atlas Gunworks. Before we get into this, if you are watching this video and haven't hit that subscribe button quite yet, now's a good time to do so. Because if you're watching this video about nuanced differences between Atlas Gunworks models, you're going to want to hang around for the whole ride, because more videos coming really soon are going to be just as nuanced and nerdy. If you recall, at the beginning of this year, I posted a video covering why I thought the Atlas Athena was the best single pistol to pick for a multitude of competition shooting disciplines. And then the timing just happened to be that a few weeks later at SHOT Show, Atlas Gunworks announced the Artemis RDS. And I have to tell you, when I picked it up, it felt like home in my hands. Probably because I had been practicing so much with my Artemis that an Artemis with red dot on top wouldn't feel very foreign. Then, after posting it on social media, the questions started coming in. Well, what should I get? The Athena or the Artemis RDS? Up until that point, I had pretty much decided that my 2023 blaster was going to be an Atlas Athena. It would cover a multitude of shooting disciplines that I'm interested in shooting, and that's why I made that video. But then when she and I met at SHOT Show, it changed everything. I hadn't shot it, I was just holding it at the booth. The reason I chose this Artemis as my limited gun is because of the front sight block and the advantages it gives me when shooting .40 Smith & Wesson. And what good does a front sight block do? If you're shooting a red dot. I believe empty, the Artemis RDS weighs 39 ounces compared to the Athena 38 ounces. Can I really perceive an ounce difference? Maybe on the end. I don't even know what the front sight block weighs. All I knew is I needed to figure out which one worked best for me, and fast, because I wasn't alone. I was going to be asked this question, and if I didn't figure it out, I wouldn't have an answer for you guys. Well, being the awesome sponsor that Atlas is, they offered to send me a couple loaners to test and try for myself. They sent me an Athena and an Artemis RDS, and I had a couple weeks to take them out to the range, put as much through them as I needed to figure it out. And I did. Going into this, I was really curious, and I really didn't know how the shooting experience was going to wind up. While the Athena, like the Hyperion, is built from the ground up around 130 power factor, 9mm, that's why it has that 4.6-inch length, perfect return to zero. It really is the ultimate 9mm blaster, or so I thought. The Artemis also has a 4.6-inch barrel, but a front side block, and less reciprocating mass. I wasn't sure if the slide actually weighed less than the Athena, and frankly, I didn't bother to get a scale out and weigh them, because I really just wanted to see how each performed in my hand. What it really came down to is how quickly and how well could I track a red dot sight between the two guns, if there was any perceivable difference, and how quickly could I deliver acceptable, accurate shots across different target arrays. To start out, I devised 2 drill setups on USPSA targets at 10 yards, a bill drill and a blade drill. Just to further eliminate variables, instead of drawing from a holster, I decided to shoot from a compressed ready, acquire the target, and deliver the hits as quickly as possible. Again, I wanted to be able to track the red dot during recoil on a singular target, and then I wanted to see how the gun behaved when moving between targets in a very simple and predictable target transition pattern. And just to kind of set a baseline, I also brought my Hyperion out, which I've been shooting for several years now, just to get an idea of what baseline data would be on the gun I have the most time behind when experimenting with these slightly new variants of Atlas goodness. I performed the drills 3 times each with all 3 guns, just so I could make sure I had acceptable hits and consistent performance between all 3 guns. And just to open up for more testing possibilities, Alysia came out with me, and she shot all 3 drills with all 3 guns as well. Of course, we made sure the accuracy standards were there. We took down the times, I put them into a spreadsheet, and crunched some numbers. Really complicated math. absolutely. Analyzing times. The difference in results across the board were negligible. So as far as raw performance was concerned, it didn't really amount to anything measurably different, something that I would feel comfortable reporting to you to say definitely this model or that model. But what I did notice was when shooting the Artemis RDS, because of the front sight block, I didn't have quite as much muzzle rise. And the return to zero was about the same. But because I had slightly less muzzle flip in the Artemis RDS, I had the red dot in my line of sight for a little bit more time. I couldn't perceive it disappearing. I just saw a red line going up and down that the dot drew when it was cycling with the recoil of the gun. I was definitely losing the dot, but I couldn't tell you when or for how much. So as far as I can perceive, the dot stayed in my line of sight for much longer. I preferred the Artemis RDS. Alysia, well, she shot both guns and she just liked the Athena.
I like this one better. The other one's bouncier. I can get back on target with that one faster. Like I can control it better.
It felt more comfortable to her. She wanted the dot to be there when it was time for the next shot. It didn't care about all the extra information of the dot moving. So it really came down to individual preferences in a qualitative difference in the experience. The dot was always going to be there for your next shot. Both guns, they cycle super fast and they return right to zero, right where they were before the last shot was fired. So how much information do you want to be processing and seeing in your red dot between shots? That's what it comes down to. What do you prefer? I think that would answer the question more than anything else, any other features or benefits about the Artemis or the Athena. And ultimately, at the end of the day, this is really nuanced stuff about two incredibly well-designed and built performance firearms. And I know I would do well with either model if I were forced to just run with it. I know it sounds awful, right? And I chose the Artemis RDS, and I couldn't be happier. So again, equipment matters, but not as much as people think, and the enormous benefits of consistent daily practice and range time is consistently overlooked. Other things to consider: the Artemis RDS is more than the Athena. When you're working with a price tag at that level, I don't know how much that matters to you. The other big variable is wait time. So if an Artemis RDS is not in stock at your local Atlas dealer and you want to wait for something with a muzzle device, you're going to be waiting a lot longer than Atlas's #1 best-selling model, the Athena, which seems to be readily available almost anywhere Atlases are sold, including on their website. I hope this breakdown helps. I hope these findings are meaningful to you if you're in the market for one of these. If not, it's like going to a car show and drooling and saying, wow, that would be cool someday, because I've been there too, and it's a lot of fun. Regardless, and in the meantime, keep training, keep working hard, get better just 1% every day, and your shooting experience, no matter what you have in your hands, is going to be a richer one. Again, I'm Sean Burrows. If you have any questions, comments, or requests, just leave them in the comment section below. And I'll see you next time. Hey, thanks for watching. This video was supposed to go up March of 2023, and as of this recording, it's December. And we've worked through our challenges with YouTube, and this is still relevant, so thanks for watching. Small announcement, as of January 2024, the Artemis RDS will just be the Artemis. They're getting rid of the iron sights only version of any Atlas guns. The Hyperion's going away, and any fixed iron sight models will all be red dot capable. So got a lot more to show you. My adventures with the Artemis RDS this year. It's been a lot of fun, not just this initial test that I did 11 months ago. So stay tuned. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so, and see you in the next video.